Only with the support of our government officials can projects like this be a success. Governor Andrew Cuomo has committed to providing affordable housing opportunities to our citizens, and we want to welcome Dave Seeley, who's representing the governor at this time.
Thank you, Sankar. Good morning, everyone. Mark Peterson and County Executive Brooks and Assemblyman Johns and others, their job is to promote our region and to make this region attractive for job growth, economic development. But one of those things, one of the key components in that is ensuring we have a wonderful quality of life to attract people here and ensure that once they do retire, they can have places like this to stay in Monroe County. We don't want them leaving, and certainly through the efforts of all the people. A very impressive conglomerate of interest involved in this project. We're able to make something like this possible. And I know you'll be hearing from Lenny Skro, but I do want to just take the opportunity on Governor Cuomo's behalf to acknowledge the fine work the folks at HCR do, both Lenny, his folks, and Commissioner Towns. They've been great partners with the governor. The governor does have an interest in ensuring there is affordable housing throughout the state for all residents. So the fact that HCR was able to play a part along with the federal government, the county, and other interests, those financing this, it's a wonderful opportunity for us. I realize I'm humble enough to know that when I'm up here, people don't really want to hear from me. They want to hear from my boss, the governor. So on his behalf, I'd like to read a message that he signed yesterday. Dear friends, it is a pleasure to send greetings to everyone gathered for the grand opening celebration of Monarch Senior Living. CDS Monarch Senior Living will make an immeasurable difference in the lives of senior citizens by providing quality residential opportunities in an integrated setting, with close proximity to a senior recreation center. Treating the aged and developmentally disabled with kindness, compassion, and respect, Monarch creates a caring community that is truly a home. The demand for the support provided by a carefully planned facility like Monarch Senior Living will be high as our aging and disabled population continues to grow, yet continues to value dignity and independence. On behalf of all New Yorkers, I commend this progressive and beautiful addition to the greater Rochester area. With warmest regards and best wishes for much success ahead, sincerely signed, Andrew M. Cuomo. So on behalf of the governor and his 19 million constituents, congratulations on completion of this project. Back to you, Sunday. Congratulations.
That was great. Thank you, Dave. Also, it's great to have county home funding for these projects. When we talk about the collaboration between HCR and HUD, we also look forward to collaborating with the county. And representing the county is our great county exec, Maggie Brooks, and I'd like to call you up at this time.
Well, thank you and good morning. It's tough enough to follow Mark Peterson and the governor's spokesperson with 19 million constituents. How do you top that? But I think Roger has put the gold standard on speaking points today with the butterfly story. I cannot top that. I just can't. I should probably just sit down now. It's really a pleasure for us to be here today, and I'm representing 744,000 residents in the county of Monroe, but we're proud to be a partner in this. And I think if you just look at your program, the word team has been mentioned a couple of times here. And I think when you look at the people who will be talking to you this morning, you really get a sense of the team aspect of this. We don't do anything in isolation, and the state and the county and town of Webster and all of our private partners and other public partners come together, and really that's what makes these projects work and how they really come to fruition, because we all work together and we know the importance of having housing in our community because it is about quality of life. Mark Peterson and I sit on the Regional Economic Development Council, and it wasn't lost on either of us that when the first round of competition was through, a lot of the emphasis and focus was on housing in communities, because really that does define in a very significant way who we are as a community. And so I applaud everyone who's involved in this. The word innovation was also mentioned, and I don't think we can talk enough about the innovative aspects of what will happen in these walls, the integration of the people that will live here, the innovation around the financing. You know, those are things that happen in Monroe County, and I say this all the time, and I'm very proud of this, but there's a saying around the state, all eyes on Monroe, and it really speaks to our ability to present models like this, best practices that other communities can learn from, and again, that's a result of a lot of hard work on the part of the team members. So Monroe County is pleased to be a financial partner through our home program. Some of my teammates have been mentioned, Chan and Sandy and Kathy, but I want to also acknowledge and thank Judy Seil, who is our Director of Economic Development and Planning and at the forefront of everything jobs in Monroe County, and I want to thank her as well. Congratulations, you know, we're here today to cut the ribbon and kind of admire bricks and mortar. But really, at the end of the day, it's what happens inside these walls that will make this a unique and wonderful addition and asset in Monroe County. So congratulations to you, Sakar, and your team, and all of the residents. You have a wonderful space, and thank you for sharing your home with us today.
Thank you, Maggie. Thank you very much. The lead funding agency was HCR on the project, followed by HUD. And the gentleman representing HCR is Lenny Skrill. Lenny's going to come up. But I want to say something about Lenny. He's always been about the mission. How are we serving people? He always talks about that when you meet with him. And he also likes the collaboration that goes on. So I want to thank Lenny for all that you've done. So come on up, Lenny.
Good morning. I thought this would be inside, so I want to make this short and sweet because I'm cold. I'm Lenny Skrill, and I represent New York State Homes and Community Renewal. I'm here representing Commissioner Towns, who was not able to join us today, and he asked me to give his best wishes to folks here. New York State participated in this project in two ways. We made $1,039,000 housing trust fund loan, and we allocated low-income housing credit that helped generate about $4.7 million of equity investment in the project. So it's a pretty big deal of investment. I want to thank our state elected officials, Assemblyman Johns and State Senator Zolio, for their support for the programs that we have that we make available for projects like this. If we didn't have the legislative support for those resources, we wouldn't be able to do some of the good things that we try to do. This is about a series of partnerships. One of my jobs is I train new staff. I talk about how part of our work is basically managing interior and exterior relationships, and and the key to that is basically there's a series of partnerships as funders, as developers, and as internal members of the HCR team that are very, very important. This is an exciting collaboration between HUD, the County of Monroe, Greater Rochester Housing Partnership, and Raymond James. We've done this is the second credit 202 combo, but we've worked on a lot of 202, 811 combinations without credit for the last. In fact, that's how I first came in contact with CDS on some projects in Parrington, and Fairport. There's an internal team of people who worked on the project. Cornerstone Group, CDS as developers, Assessi, SWBR. They're a fabulous team. I mean, I've worked maybe 30 deals with that sort of the SWBR, the Assessi team. They do fabulous work. The collaboration between CDS and Cornerstone Group has been wonderful. We have an internal team that manages this project. Dan Peters basically represents the state in this project and has done a fabulous job. The initial project manager, she's doing more important things. She has a new baby, and so she was on maternity leave. Dan ably filled her role. We have a design team led by John Fondell that was involved in this project. We have an economic analysis led by Henry Brawler. They all did a lot of work. This is sort of different type stuff. Governor Cuomo is, you know, he's not only the governor, but he's also, the housing issues are very, very dear for him. I mean, his father got his start in politics working on housing issues in Forest Hills. Andrew Cuomo, shortly after he graduated law school, formed a homeless housing group in the New York City area. He went on to be a leader of HUD. The expectations as a housing provider in New York State, as him the governor, is very high. He has very high expectations for our performance and what we do, deliver services to our communities. We have some exciting new deals that are going to come. They'll be going to groundbreaking this spring, summer, and fall that you'll hear about. I figured I'll share with you that were announced through the Governor's Regional Economic Development Council process. We have 2 new senior complexes in suburban Monarch County, both collaborations with our colleagues in HUD. Calkins Corner in Henrietta with Bishop Sheen, and Rockwood Center with Episcopal Senior Living and the Cornerstone groups, both in Henrietta. Good, beautiful senior complexes. We have some urban projects. We have a collaboration called Carriage Factory on West Main Street in the city with DePaul. We have a collaboration in Northwest, two collaborations with in Northwest Rochester, second phase of El Camino Phase 2, and a redevelopment of the Holy Rosary Parish site in Northwest Rochester. We're also doing a homeless housing project called Sun House on Joseph Avenue, not far from Will's commencement site. We have some exciting opportunities. One of the cool things about the Regional Economic Development Council announcements is that it gave a sense to the people don't really know much about our agency, but after those awards, you know, many of those councils, 30 to 40% of the awards that were made in Finger Lakes in Western New York were resources that were provided by our agency. And we're, you know, I think we're a small little agency, but we do a lot of good work, and I don't think we're not always appreciated. Hopefully those announcements said, oh. So thank you again for having us. I didn't do a good job of getting out of the cold, but thank you very much.
Thank you, Lenny. You know, Lenny talked about us at Parrington and the project at Turk Hill and Lonesome Road. I think Ms. Brooks, you were there as well. And but we had to move to Webster, where life is worth living. We had to.